Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Midtown USA. This is Midtown episode number 18, and let's go ahead and get our baler unfolded here. We'll go ahead and drop our pickup and turn this guy on here. Now we've got kind of all hands on deck here this during this episode or during this gameplay session here. We've got our combine and our semi driver as well as our auger wagon driver working up in field number 17, harvesting the wheat off of that field. Now, I think I might have mentioned that I wasn't sure what I was going to cover as far as this episode was concerned, whether I was going to basically do this off camera, do the baling off camera, but I kind of thought that since this is part of the storyline, since this is part of the challenge, if you will, for us to basically get these fields turned around. In other words, get the straw baled, get the bells picked up, get the fields cultivated, get the fields, you know, baseline fertilization, seeded, and everything with soybeans. I kind of thought that I would at least go through this process, make an episode out of each of these processes as at least we turn one field around completely. So in other words, this episode is going to kind of pick up same game day, just basically a few minutes after we got finished harvesting the wheat on this field. It's when this episode is picking up, and we're just going to kind of proceed through our regular play and everything. It is the fourth game day of summer, midsummer, and so again we've kind of got our hired help out here working. We've got the New Holland pulling the auger wagon. He hopefully will empty into the semi belly dump tipper there, and of course he will keep up with the combine. At least that is the best laid plans of mice and men and all that kind of stuff. So I still don't really know what is causing these ground issues. I think it has something to do with the map itself. I just want to point out that I am using the original copy of the map that was basically presented to me. I obtained this map with permission from ccs101 via Eustace Pharmer. And so this is that same version of the map now. So these kind of issues have been obviously sorted out on the more production version of the map, but I don't want to run the risk of having any problems, so that's why I have not updated my copy of the map to the latest and greatest version that's available to download. So obviously you most likely will not see these problems if you are playing and enjoying this map like I am. All right, so again, we're just going to kind of do the work that we need to do to get the straw baled, and I should have come down this other direction here, I suppose. I'm not sure what sort of yield that we will get off of this, but we are, hopefully we are baling 4,000 liter bales, and it looks like we are. So just wanted to make sure that that was the case, because obviously when we cut some grass and made hay out of that grass, we had some issues with regards to the size of the bales. And again, hopefully our auger wagon and everything is going to work out great. I have really not used courseplay to this sort of this level of work in quite a long time. So there's been numerous updates to courseplay since I have really used courseplay to manage this many pieces of equipment at a time. I would almost have to say that it may date back to almost, dare I say, almost Farm Sim 15 for using this many pieces of equipment. Obviously 3 right now, but I could have set this guy up to go ahead and do baling the straw if I wanted to, but everything seems to be working quite well, and hopefully the auger wagon will get caught up there, and we'll empty our combine because he is full. We'll just kind of keep an eye there on the upper left-hand corner of the screen there. And again, hopefully everything will go as planned. So earlier this morning, I recorded an episode of Thornton Farm, episode number 27, which you will see on Friday if everything goes as planned. And I kind of messed up because I keep a spreadsheet of when I record and what I need to record next, not necessarily what I'm going to do during these recordings, because kind of as I've explained before, I often sort of leave it up to when I get downstairs, get booted up to my gaming machine. And obviously there is a theme. Obviously we can't, harvest if we have nothing to harvest. So those kind of things do sort of dictate what episodes will be about. But I wasn't real sure what I was going to do, so I knew I needed to record an episode of Thornton Farm, but I guess in the back of my mind I failed to remember that really I also needed to record Midtown USA, and this episode, number 18, is airing before episode 27 of Thornton Farm. But anyway, in episode 27 of Thornton Farm, which you will watch if you watch that series on Friday, you have heard me talk about. Today is Saturday the 10th of February. And I am going to be heading out in just a few hours to meet up at the airport at Denver International Airport with Eustace Pharmer. Eustace Pharmer is going on vacation, and I'm not going to tell you where he's flying from or to, just because I don't know how much of that he wants to kind of keep secret and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he is having a layover and a change of planes and everything here in Denver. And again, my apologies for these kind of unrealistic looking hills of straw, but that's just the way it is. He has a layover here in Denver this afternoon, and I'm going to go out there and shake his hand and drink a cup of coffee or something like that with him and catch up. We've never met face to face before. We're really good friends, and this is going to be a wonderful opportunity, and I'm glad that he had the opportunity, or I'm glad that it all worked out where he had the stopover and everything here in Denver to do that, and that is just really, really cool. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, or morning or evening or whatever the time frame is that you're watching this episode. Again, this episode is coming out on the 21st of February. I hope you all did what you needed to do with regards to Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff, I guess, because I haven't recorded episodes in quite a while. I think when you sat down and watched Tazewell County on Monday, I may have mentioned on that episode that it had been a couple of weeks since I had recorded or played Farm Sim 17, and that was true. That is true. I had quite a large buffer of videos where I could kind of run 6 videos a week, but due to some stuff at work and everything, I had to kind of change that because I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with that schedule, and I just went ahead and made that decision to sort of do that now versus sort of waiting until things really become difficult as far as me being able to keep up with my schedule and everything. Just grab that screenshot there while I'm thinking about it. So anyway, it had been a while since I had recorded an episode. It had been a while since I had actually played the game and everything, and so yeah, it's just kind of it's glad to be back playing and experiencing everything. And as I said before, I wasn't recording a lot of episodes or playing for that matter, and so I think that I might have failed to kind of remind you all about Valentine's Day and stuff like that. But hopefully you did the right thing and you got your significant others some chocolate, some at least a card, maybe some flowers, something like that. Of course, I fully understand that Valentine's Day is one of those holidays where the whole marketing and commercial aspects of it is just really blown out of proportion, in my opinion. I mean, paying the amount of money that we pay for flowers, regardless of whether they're roses or what they are, on a few days prior to Valentine's Day, but yet going back into the store and seeing them significantly less, either couple of weeks before Valentine's Day or even a few days after Valentine's Day. It's kind of a slap in the face in a way. Um, and it's really one of the reasons why my wife, and God, I gotta love her so much, because she would be so mad at me. I mean, she would honestly be mad at me if I were to buy her a dozen roses on Valentine's Day. I mean, she honestly would say to me, "You are crazy for doing this." Hopefully, he's going to unload okay there. She would say, "You are crazy for doing this, and you know, how dare you spend this amount of money in this sort of fashion and everything." Um, and so we sort of have an agreement worked out where, one, we don't go out and eat on Valentine's Day proper. I don't think they're going to play well together, so hold just 1 second. Let me go over there and sort that out. All right, so he should be working now. I just had to change the position of the pipe so that he would finish his unloading. But anyway, I forget now kind of what I was talking about. Oh, overpriced Valentine's Day stuff. So anyway, my wife is really pretty cool about that stuff. She has never really been one that has wanted or expected, um, for example, delivered flowers and stuff like that. Of course, she works from home full time, so you know, that is just something that we typically don't do. You know, you have to kind of, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. If the wife isn't happy, nobody's happy. So, you know, I abide by what she likes and what she wants. And, you know, I know she doesn't want roses on Valentine's Day. So typically I will get her something else. And it's not that we are all about being as frugal as possible, but obviously, you know, we do like to save as much money as possible. But anyway, we don't go out to dinner on, we don't necessarily go out to dinner on Valentine's Day proper, just because, again, we've had some really bad situations with that, trying to get reservations, weather scenarios, what have you. So we will always pretty much do our Valentine's Day dinner celebration either a few days before or maybe a few days after Valentine's Day, once everything kind of calms down in the world and everything kind of comes back together. And so what is going on? Our T8 is in traffic, so stand by just 1 moment. Well, as I've often said, courseplay is certainly not a set it and forget it kind of thing. You do have to kind of manage it. It has to, it's got its issues, and if you are easily upset by things not working the way that you at least think they should or want them to do or whatever, then managing courseplay with multiple vehicles is not going to be your thing. It's not going to make you happy. There are just challenges with it, and a lot of it has to do with just, you know, where vehicles stop and how the tractors seem to sense being a little bit too close with the 17 version, that I had never really encountered much with the 15 version of courseplay. But in any event, it's still a fine piece of kit, and especially being able to do things where you can have other activities taking place on your farm sort of at the same time, simultaneous, portraying the operations of a busy, active farm like we have here. Then obviously courseplay helps to some extent. But obviously, if you're familiar, or if you use courseplay on your virtual farms, then I am preaching to the choir, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that I'm not the only person that has opportunities and issues and challenges and everything with this fantastic mod. And it's fantastic. I cannot say enough about it, and there would be no way that I could play a map of this size, or I would even want to play a map of this size without courseplay, without having the ability on occasion to be able to do some operations very similar to this, where we've got an operation that's taking place in another field, complete, everything from harvesting to emptying the combine to moving the grain from the field to the farm. Couldn't do that without it. And so Very, very thankful to have it, and hopefully it will just continue to be developed in such a way that maybe some of these things won't be a problem in future, releases as more can be done. The the multiple combine features of Courseplay are really, really cool, and I need to kind of take some time to fully understand it and do kind of a video on those, and that is something that I will try to do at some point in time when time permits. But some of those features about how those combines will stay a certain amount of space apart from each other, I think that is very cool, and I think that's going to help with some of the issues that we may have encountered with trying to run multiple combines or multiple vehicles as far as that goes. It doesn't just have to be combines, but running multiple vehicles on a single field in that fashion. I think that some of those developments that we've seen with the updated version of Courseplay will help tremendously with that. So we are, again, just getting the straw off of this field. That is our main, sort of our main goal that we're trying to accomplish here with this episode. We're going to off camera come and pick these bales up just simply because I am going to use auto-loading trailer capabilities to do that and get it all stored up in the barn. Because this will be straw that we will need. Now, I don't know if you've noticed it because we haven't really been in that field very much behind us where all the action is taking place, but we are not leaving a straw swath on field number 17. We're just basically putting that straw directly back into the soil, and that will obviously help with fertilization and everything, but I did not think that we would need that many bales of straw. And obviously time and everything is of the essence for us in getting everything done, and so we will see what our bale count is coming off of this field and how all that works out once we get that stacked in the barn, and that will dictate whether or not we're going to bale the straw off of the barley field, which I forget now what field number that is, field number 15. If this is a fairly good yield, and I know there's ways that we can determine how many bales we've got off this session, but I'm not going to bother looking right now. But if that's a fairly good yield and I think that we'll have enough straw to make it, then we may even opt not to bale the other field, the barley field over there. That way we don't have to worry about time and everything with regards to getting these fields turned around. So let's look at our weather forecast here just for grins and giggles, because we need to make sure that we stay focused on that. So really and truthfully, I'm hoping that today, the goal for today for me and the hired workers here will be obviously get this field baled, and then get the field number 17, get that wheat harvested, get that all into the silos, and then most likely tomorrow, the next game day, we will start harvesting the barley and basically getting that off the field, and then possibly even maybe cultivate this field today or tomorrow. Not sure how that will work, but whatever day we happen to come back for the next episode, which will be, the next episode will be number 19, we most likely will be addressing the cultivation of this field to get it ready for our soybeans to be planted. So that is our plan. That has been our plan all along, and so again, I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to make episodes out of these steps, to, in other words, to get these fields turned around, and of course I'm going to have plenty of time because I'm not playing an accelerated time or anything like that. We're just kind of managing the time as it makes the most sense for us to do that, and not getting bothered about trying to play in a faster time frame, which I know would be potentially a little bit more, maybe a little bit more lifelike, realistic, or whatever, to do it in that fashion. But and I need to do this. I need to kick these bells out here, I think, because I don't want to drop a bell too close to our semi there because I'm not sure where I recorded the path. I think we're free and clear of the field. I don't think I brought the tractor onto the field when I recorded that that path. So I guess we'll find out the hard way since I just dropped that bale there, if that is the case. Now obviously my courseplay course for the field work for the combine has left off this small field over here. Most likely I will do that. I will do that off camera, and because I enjoy a little bit of field work. Now I had set the option to save the pipe setting, but I can see that that is not working. That is not working, so I'll have to address that here momentarily, which I will do. But we're pretty much at about 24 minutes into this episode, and quite honestly I think that I'm just going to kind of drive around here and pick up a little bit more straw, but I'm not going to make you watch me do that. I'll get some of these chunks here. But I'm just going to kind of wrap things up. Again, I know that this episode is a bit short, but I want to kind of stay focused and stay on point with regards to what we're doing to get these fields turned around, to get beans and everything put down on these fields. And so I'm sure you understand, but we'll just go ahead and wrap things up because I also need to kind of get my day going. My morning, so that I can get out to the airport and meet up with Eustace Pharmer. Now I will make sure that as I mentioned in the Thornton Farm episode, I will make sure that I fill you in, tell you all about it and everything about our meeting. It's going to be very cool, I think. I'm looking forward to it tremendously. And we'll share that with you. Most likely you'll hear about that on Monday the 26th, and that will be Tazewell County episode number 10. So anyway, without keeping you guys any further, I will just thank you all so much for watching this episode of Midtown USA. Thank you for being a subscriber and being a friend of the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope you all will have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful upcoming weekend, all that good stuff, and I will see you all back here either on Midtown USA, Thornton Farm, or Tazewell County. Thank you all again for watching. God bless you all. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you right back here. Bye-bye for now.